It's been a tough 24 hours, chat. I'm upset. I'm sad. Tears are coming out my eyes. What the fudge? I've been going hard in the paint on Lando Norris fans, criticising him for being a bottler, a bottle job, underperformance settings. And they've come for me, chat, and it's difficult. It's difficult. It's really, really hard. I'm not lying. This is not a drill. I'm really upset, chat. And then Lando Norris goes and puts it on pole today. Around Monaco, for Pete's sake, the first driver ever to do a lap around Monaco, Monte Carlo, in less than 70 seconds. What the fudge? So I've had a word with myself in the accountability mirror. And I think now it's more apropos than ever. I've got to do it, chat. It hurts. It does hurt. But I've got to bring myself to the accountability pulpit. Now more than ever, I've got to apologise to absolutely nobody. How do you mean Lando Norris fans celebrating as if your boy's done something? Yeah, of course he was good, and I've got to congratulate. It would be disingenuous of me to say anything apart from that. However, let's not pretend like Lando Norris has cured for his ills now that the multitudinous travails, that the pressurised circumstances are now overcome. Lando Norris didn't even do that in the post-qualifying presser. He was the one who said that it's going to get techier than techie things. Job's done, Kobe Bryant. Job's not done. Yet, Lando Norris realises he's still got 25 points to win. That will mean that he'll need to be Lando 2.0 again, as he was at Australian Grand Prix this year just past. Defensive posture off the line. It's going to get techier than techie things for Lando Norris, aka Dustin from Stranger Things. But in all seriousness, do I owe that dude an apology? Have I been bigging up Oscar Piastri more than I should? Have I been max glazing with an excessive amount of frequency? I don't think I have. Let's be honest. I'm going to give Lando his due. I promise you, I am going to give Lando his due because he was really good today and he's been doing some things in the background. He spoke to this after the qualifying session. However, I'm not taking back any of the OJ Piastri talk. He's been brilliant. This is his third season. If we're comparing apples in apples, then what you want to do is fast forward 4 seasons from now and compare Oscar Piastri then to Lando Norris now. For this is Lando's 7th season, is it not? Maybe 8th. He has experience in hand over his teammate Oscar Piastri, and therefore, of course, you would expect him to be better. OJ Piastri has gone away between this season and last and built on his not insubstantial portfolio, diversified, improved, iterated for already his not insubstantial skill behind the wheel of an F1 race car, and that has to matter. OJ Piastri last year struggled with tyre management. He struggled with absolute performance, even in absolute terms. Qualifying, he was nowhere, getting gapped by Lando Norris in the other car, the same car as him, the papaya coloured car, to the tune of 20-4 across all qualifying sessions, including sprints. That wasn't good from Oscar. Well, what about now? Well, he's come back and he's fixed for those things, and that's what you are supposed to do. And that's why I will not take back nor recant any of the Oscar Piastri phrase. Let's talk about Maximilian Verstappen for a second. And say about Cameron that this is a Max Verstappen glaze channel. Stop talking about Max Verstappen. He ain't that good. He's an Adrian Newey merchant. Every time you put him in front of adversity, he flakes. What are they even watching? What are they even watching? That makes no sense. That Max Verstappen is a flake. Did you even watch 2024, the second half of it? Did you even see what Max Verstappen was capable of doing in 2024 around Brazil? Did you even see how he was able to fend off a fire-breathing dragon, onrushing fire-breathing dragon in an ostensibly quicker car in Lando Norris, aka Dustin from Stranger Things? Listen, we can't entertain any further the abbots of unreason that continue to willfully disbelieve the evidence of their own eyes and ears. Max has not been bad. Indeed, he's not a bad peddler. Jumps into the Nordschleife, having not ever gone round there. Only in the sim has he seen that circuit before, and gaps the previous track record to the tune of 2 seconds. What are we doing here? Una, you're a legend. And too kind as always. What are we doing here? Max has been brilliant. And again, if you're invested in a level competitive landscape, a level playing field, somebody who's going to keep the boys and girls over at Papaya Coloured Car honest over the course of 24 races, then you've got to be invested in Maximilian Verstappen PLC for some say soon to be 5-time, as if he hasn't given old grizzled F1 veterans a load of joy by dint of the turn 1 overtake on Oscar Piastri that he shouldn't have been able to do. How about the Saudi qualifying? How about Miami qualifying? How about Suzuka qualifying? None of those should have happened if Maximilian Verstappen was an ordinary human being. But then we come to learn that apparently that dude is an alien from a different planet. He can do things that mere mortals born on Earth cannot do. I say all that to say that Lando Norris wasn't bad today. He wasn't half bad. We've never said that that dude lacked for pace. That would be disingenuous. He is rapid when he's ready. But the mistake, the gift and the curse of Lando is that coming up through feeder formula, he was always the most natural talented. He never needed to go and work on himself because he just had pace in hand. Not dissimilar to Lewis Hamilton's story. Just that level of natural talent that gives you that margin for error. Doesn't need to go and find himself a sports psychologist. Doesn't need to answer to Nico Rosberg and respond to his requests to help him cover, to help him deal with the pressurized circumstance that is trying to win yourself a driver's championship. He doesn't need to talk to him. Why? Because if past his prologue, Lando's natural talent will always come to the surface. For cream always comes to the top. But over the past 24 months, 12 months in particular, he sees that oftentimes natural talent isn't enough. Not when the other guys and girls in the Red Bull team are all natural talent too, but they are working, they're covering all the ground, going over and above. Then again, if you aspire and harbour aspirations to win championships, then you've got to start doing different things. Incremental gains, marginal ones. And it seems like Lando's gone away and done a couple of things. Have you noticed social media for Lando gone? A couple of months ago, he was underneath his comments being self-deprecating, saying, yeah, I am a little bit of an idiot, almost weaponizing social AB, being too self-deprecating. Again, if you're having the conversation over underneath the umbrella heading of the type of personality that wins drivers' championships in F1 most frequently, Bruce. Told you Lando had a level that we haven't seen. The quali was epic. He wasn't bad, Bruce. I'm going to get to it. And you're not wrong, chap. I will get to it. So here's where I am with Lando. He needed to make some changes. What we proposed, defensive posture, he needed to focus on that off the line, consolidating for a cheeky P1. He was piss poor at it all last year. How about you delete yourself some social media, as Peter D. Windsor has been begging you to. And to quote Peter Windsor, he says, what you need to do, Lando, is just become a racing driver. Just do like the Joker in The Dark Knight. Stop overthinking the thing. Stop worrying about, Lando, what you're worried about. Just be a racer. Just don't think, feel. In the words of Bruce Lee, that's where Lando needs to get to. His life has become awfully conflated, problematic, full of faff and chaff as opposed to wheat. That's not where Lando needs to be. These are the things that we challenged him to focus on, and it feels like all of a sudden he's focusing on them now because he knows all his life he's wanted to win a championship of the driver's variety. The defensive posture, tick. The launches, making a proper start for once. And again, maybe we'll see whether he's been working on that tomorrow off the line, because Monaco, you shouldn't be able to overtake her, and this should be Lando Norris's race to win. What else have we said? Social media, get rid of that. Tick, he's done it. No longer is Lando on social media. Don't pay any mind to the press and media. Do you know what I mean? Answer the questions minimalistically in exactly the same way Maximilian Verstappen does. Tick. How do we know that he's doing those things? Well, ESPN wrote an article saying that Lando Norris' social media is gonzo. Deleted it. He's extricated himself from a very problematic situation. Tick. As far as pressure circumstances, Lando oftentimes, when it got to the techiest of techie circumstances, when it was Monaco as an example in Q3, Lando would struggle errors of the unforced variety would seep their way into Lando's game all of a sudden. Well, tick, he was brilliant today. The first driver around Monaco under 70 seconds. That's chaos, because he had to go and pull it out the fire, had to bring out of himself the very best in the most pressurized circumstance. Simon Barnes will tell you in his book, The Meaning of a Sport, that the way that you understand, differentiate the true great ones from the very good is how they play the big points. And that was a very big one from Lando Norris today, Monaco Q3. I watched some of Lando Norris's interviews post-quali, and he was getting down to it. The one with Pinks in the scrum. He didn't want to celebrate because he knew that there were still things to be done. Pinks desperately wanted him to smile and laugh, but Lando Norris withdrew from it. He's not playing these games anymore because he knows that there's not competitive advantage in it. Again, reminiscent of Kobe Bryant many moons ago. Job done, job not done. He's got things to go and do, right? He's got to work on tomorrow. 25 points is at stake. So too in the press conference, there was a breakthrough, said Lando Norris, that he needs to, in order to have a breakthrough even, that he needs to continue being consistent. So too he said that as far as his driving, he's not become quicker, but he's just driving smarter. I would guess, speculation and conjecture, that he's less overlappy as far as his steering, brake and throttle inputs, therefore minimising the risk that comes with his driving style, playing the probabilities as far as an F1 driver. And again, if past his prologue, that's how you optimise for your chances of winning races, is it not? You minimise for the risk, you risk manage in real time, just like, I don't know, Alain Prost used to, as an example. Leopard off a sword. Maybe this is a turning point from Lando. I really hope it is. I've got to give him his flowers today, because ultimately the dude, he saw our challenge and he raised us a sub 70 second lap around Monaco in Q3, the peakiest of peak moments, lest we forget that drop it on pole and that's half the battle done as far as winning yourself the haloed jewel in the F1 crown of a race that is the Monaco Grand Prix. Bravo, Lando. I owe that dude an apology because I didn't think he'd get it done today. Everyone was talking about Piastri nailing it, myself included. Everyone was talking about Maximilian Verstappen outperforming the car yet again. That seemed, again, not necessarily the most probable outcome, but definitely not the least likely. More likely than Lando getting it together. So too Charles Leclerc. He looked incredible, and he said as much in the post-quali presser that he thought he was going to drop it on pole going into his home Grand Prix. Back-to-back victories is what he was staring at. Not to be, though. Why? Because there was a man on the grid who's putting it together now, continuously improving now all of a sudden, and he's invested in incremental gains with a view to ultimately win himself a championship of the driver's variety. That fella has a name, and his name is Lando Norris. Oh, the humanity.